So, guys, I went to Prophet Mike's live yesterday because apparently he was in Dallas, but I didn't know. I found out last minute. But instead, I just went to his live, and when I joined, he was talking about, he said, imagine a servant praying to God. A servant has limited access to God. And he used Moses for an example because Moses was a servant of God. And, you know, a wife and a husband, that's a friendship because you tell your secrets to each other, and it's secrets that you wouldn't tell anyone else. So it's like a friendship. So God wanted a friendship with mankind. So out of all those men in the Bible, he had David. He picked David. Out of all those men in the Bible, he picked David because David had a heart of God. When you have a friendship, you trust that person with your secrets and your words. When you have a friendship with God, he will give you revelations. So David had an actual friendship with God. Jesus' assignment was to establish friendship with mankind so that they can get intimacy instructions from the Father. Only the heart of David was after God's own heart. That means that David's heart didn't look like everyone else's heart. So after he got done revealing to us all those information, he then told us to stand up and pray. Mind you, I'm in my bed sitting here watching the live, so I'm like, should I stand up? I'm in my bed. And then I hear something drop in my spirit, stand up. I'm still sitting in my bed. I'm like, and then my dog, I have a dog, and he was outside. I put him outside. And he starts like constantly barking and scratching on my window, barking and scratching. Something drops in my spirit again, stand up. So I stand up, and he immediately stops. And I'm like, what? So I sit back down, and he starts like scratching, barking and stuff. And so something tells me in my spirit to stand up again. And I'm like, okay, let me just stand up and pray. And so I stood up, and everything got quiet, and I just started praying. And then he was telling us to pray a prayer saying, God, give me a heart after your own heart. Replace my heart with your heart. And I was praying that prayer. Mind you, I've never in my entire life spoken in tongues in my entire life, ever. Never spoken in tongues. 10 seconds, I speak in tongues. For 10 seconds. And I'm like, whoa. I stop. I'm like, God, what's going on? And mind you, I'm in my room. I'm in my room. Then I start back for 3 seconds. It's going on and off. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And then, yeah, all that. Okay, next scene. After we get done, so after all that, I continue praying and all that stuff. And then later on, I'm planning on watching like some type of, I don't even know, something on YouTube. And I was planning on watching something, and I just randomly fall asleep. Yeah, mind you, I didn't even know I fell asleep. And this is how I knew that I was not intending on going to sleep as soon as I got off that live. Because I never leave my phone beside my head when I'm asleep. I usually like put it on the dresser or something. And it was beside my head with the charger off. So I'm like, okay. Well, this was like after I woke up. But immediately I fall asleep. I get took to sleep. Then I immediately start dreaming. When I dreamed, I find myself on my knees on a hill, a big old hill, and I'm in the grass, and I'm on my knees, and I'm praying, like with my hands lifted up, and I'm looking at the sky. I'm praying. There was people around me. I really don't remember what that was about, but I'm praying, and then I'm like screaming out the prayer, and then I see like this bright star in the sky, and it like beams down on my face, and I'm like, oh God, Jesus is coming. He's coming now. Now's the time. And I'm like screaming my prayer after I said that, I'm like screaming my prayer even louder because I see the the star. And after all that, I see the star and I immediately scream out Jesus' name. Jesus, or I either said Jesus or God. It was one of them two. And after that, I had my eyes closed when I did that, and I opened up my eyes and I find myself standing and I'm not praying anymore. And I'm looking around and I was like, wait, did Jesus come back yet? And God said no. And you could like see his voice traveling towards me. And I knew who he was. I didn't even ask. It was just like, I literally knew. I knew I was with God. I literally seen him. I seen God. I never seen his face. I never seen his face throughout this whole dream. But I knew I was with God. I'd seen him. I literally talked to him. I don't remember the whole conversation. We had a long conversation. I think the reason I don't remember our long conversation together is because it's between my spirit and him. But hopefully I'll get that revealed to me soon. When I tell you, I was literally standing on nothing. Everything was atmospheric. And when he talked to me, when he said no, his voice literally traveled towards me. And it was like when he was talking, like everything was just everlasting. Like his voice was just everlasting. It went everywhere. Like I just can't describe it. And everything was just so atmospheric. And I don't I don't remember that conversation. But after all that, I don't remember what point he was trying to prove, but he had a stable like full of horses and he took me to go and pet one of his horses. It was this brown beautiful horse and it's nothing like the horses down here. It was kind of tall, but it was really beautiful and it was brown. And he like pulled it down, held it down so I can like pet it, and it was so soft. Mind you, I could literally feel this with my own hands, my hands, my bare hands. I could feel this. I could feel me petting his horse, and it was his horse. I don't remember the conversation again, but I don't remember what point he was trying to prove, but he was like, see, da 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 da, and I don't remember. And then, yeah, then we went back to where we were first. We went back to the place when I first talked to God. I told him, I said, since Jesus isn't here yet, my assignment is not finished. I don't I don't remember what that is about. But he said back to me, we were conversating. He told me, he said, will you tell people about our encounter? Our encounter. I can literally see his voice traveling towards me while he says that, and it's just vibrating me. And I'm literally nervous. I am so nervous. I don't want to say anything dumb to him. I don't want to sound slow. I want to make sure I sound smart, and I want to be so good in his presence. I just want to make everything perfect in his presence because he was so perfect and I forgot to add in there that when he was talking to me and when his voice was like traveling towards me and it was like vibrating me, when I was so nervous, I almost tinkled myself. So when I woke up, I immediately had to go to the restroom. And when he asked me that question, I told him yes. I was like, yes. And I said it so confidently. And then I blinked. And I find myself back on my knees where I first started the dream, back on my knees praying again, yelling, screaming the prayer. And yeah. But I think I did remember him saying something about me, like me being punished by him for not writing down my dreams. He would give me dreams and I never wrote them down because I was being lazy. And he would give me dreams, but he took them away because I haven't been writing. But it was like I was literally not in my body Sunday morning. I was not in my body. I literally did not know I was asleep. I woke up at 5 a.m. So, like, I was just like, how did I even get back? Because I literally did not know I was asleep. I just did not even feel like I was in my body. I forgot to add in there that when he asked me if I was going to tell people about our encounter, it was like he wanted me to. He asked me as if he wanted me to before he put me back on earth. And I'm trying to be obedient with, telling people about the encounter, but I just didn't know how to tell people because it's just undescribable, and I couldn't even really remember the conversation. But when I did wake up, I did write it. I wrote everything down. I made sure to write that down. I just wanted to go back and sleep again just to get that intimate moment back. That was so intimate. I've never felt anything like that in my entire life. And guys, God is real. Stop. Just don't even think that he's not. He's real, guys. I promise. He is real. And I add what Prophet Mike was saying onto my dreams. Like, I combined the story together. Yeah, it all happened in the same day and then in the same night, same morning. But it all lines up because I asked God to give me his heart, for me to have his heart so we can get intimate. And I finally got to meet him. I literally talked to the creator. And everything was serious. Everything was so intimate. And I felt very loved, and God is real, guys. It was just me and God. I was literally talking to God, and Jesus was doing something on earth. I don't remember what he was doing, but it was me and God. Although he didn't reveal his face to me, that doesn't even matter. I literally talked to the creator.